Welcome to Bookish Brits. I'm Rex, and this week we're going to be quickly talking about books we recommend to support the Black Lives Matter movement. You've probably got plenty of lists from all over the place, but we wanted to come up with our own and see if we could come up with some new ones or just give you ideas or inspiration. So I've got about a minute to get through 3 books that I recommend. So the first one is Natives by Akala. I've already done a separate review on that one to tell you how fantastic I think it is, but I definitely think it's even more important that you read it right now. The second book you might have heard about, it's by Reni Eddo-Lodge, and it is called Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. Please do not be put off by the title. It is inflammatory, and there is a reason for that, but read the content. It is amazing. And the last book I recommend is Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. This book I read when I was quite young, and it really affected me, and it has a lot to say on the impact of racism on children, and it's still as relevant today as the day she wrote it, so please read it. Thank you, and now I'll hand over to the lovely Michelle and Andrew.
Hello, it's Michelle from Bookish Brits with some recommendations for Black authors for you to read. I'm currently reading Dread Nation by Justina, Ireland. I'm not very far into it, so I can't say that for sure that this is a recommendation, but I'm really enjoying what I've read so far. So if you like zombies or alternative histories, then definitely check this one out. Some of my favorite reads this year and last year in particular were books by Elizabeth Acevedo. I really loved the Poetx with The Fire on High, and this year I absolutely adored Clap When You Land. But I don't want you to just be reading the new books coming out. Definitely read some of those backlist books by Black authors that have been publishing really excellent books already. So I'm definitely recommending Katherine Johnson. This is The Curious Tale of the Lady Caraboo, which is an historical fiction read about this exotic woman who sort of shows up and pretends to be royalty, and it kind of tricks this family into taking her in, and it's just really interesting. I'm not always the biggest fan of historical fiction, but I'm definitely a fan when it's written as well as Katherine Johnson writes it. I was really invested in the characters in this book, and the historical detail was absolutely fascinating. I've also read Sawbones by the same author, Katherine Johnson, and I just couldn't put it down. There was so much detail in it about the way in which like surgery. Oh, honestly, I might do a whole video just on Sawbones and how much I loved it already, but definitely pick up anything by Katherine Johnson as well. This is my art copy of The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. Might be more of a well-known author because both of her novels, Everything Everything and The Sun Is Also a Star, have been made into film adaptations, which I both really enjoyed as well. But this one's about a girl who falls in love on the brink of being deported back to Jamaica, and it was just really good. I really enjoyed it, and obviously just because the others didn't mention it, but Malorie Blackman has been paving the way for a really long time. She writes really incredible books. I really want to read Chasing the Stars in particular, which is a sci-fi retelling of a Shakespeare play. Lots of other authors to include that I wish I had physical copies of, but thank you.
Apologies for the bad lighting, I'm doing this really quick. So Bookish Brits, we are doing a video recommending books to help support and understand the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, Rex and Michelle are going to do much better choices than I am, you know, with Why I Am No Longer Talking to White People About Race, The Good Immigrant, Malorie Blackman's Noughts and Crosses series. I still need to read that, I'm so behind. So, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Oh, there's so many out there. But, so the books I'm going to recommend are the books I'm going to be reading next, and my current read. So I don't know if it's going to help, I don't know if it's a good recommendation, but I think if we try and read more, that'll be all for the good. So the first one I'm reading is a novella. It's on my Kindle, hence why I can't show it, which is A Taste of Honey by Kay. Oh, I've forgotten the second bit. Kay. I actually researched this. Kay Ashante Wilson. I think that's wrong. Apologies in advance. It is a novella. It is queer. Both the leads are black, and it's everything I want. I think if we're going to do better, we need to read widely and vastly. So that's my first. My second is a biggie in fantasy, which is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. Sorry, I'm awful. I promise you guys, I really did a lot of research to make sure I got the names right. And I butchered them both. But basically, this won so many awards. It's fantasy, it's sci-fi, it's written in second person. And I mean, the first chapter, not the prologue, the first chapter starts fantastic. I've been meaning to read this for years, which is, you are she is you. You are Ensign. Remember the woman whose son is dead. I mean, come on, this is my next read. I'm reading this next. And the next book I'm going to read after that is non-fiction, which is very outside my comfort zone, which is How to Argue with a Racist by Dr. Adam Rutherford. Now, I know Adam Rutherford from a podcast I listen to, but this is basically taking some racist arguments. I can't remember an example, but some that people use saying, oh, black people can run faster than white people at the Olympics because they've got an extra muscle or an extra bone. And then using science and history to go, well, that's not quite true. But there's so much more, and I need to read much more widely, so sorry if my recommendations aren't the best. But yeah, I hope I will report back on these three when I can, and I'll chat to you all later. So
don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more videos about books. And if you're worried about missing out, just click on the bell and you'll be notified every time we post a new video. Thanks!